ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Stock Market Recap Show number 5 ever in history, guys. We've made it 5 episodes. That means it's an ongoing new series. I did four episodes as like a pilot to see how it did on the channel, and all 4 did absolutely phenomenal, guys. So here we are, number 5, and I plan on keeping on doing this series and releasing these videos every single Saturday for the foreseeable future, guys, because you guys obviously love it. So we're going to do like we usually do. We're going to look at how the indexes did this week, the Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ. Then I added a new segment, and I want your guys' feedback if you like this segment or you don't like this segment, which is basically I'm going to go through a couple of the stocks that moved the most this week as far as went up the most, and a couple of the stocks that went down the most this week. We're going to look at that, and then we're going to get into the biggest news stories from this past week, which there were not very many, to be completely honest with you guys, but I have some really interesting ones, the ones I did find. And then lastly, we're going to look at what we have to look for in the next week, which we have a lot of earnings coming up next week, guys, that we're going to have to cover. So let's go ahead and get into this. I hope you guys enjoy. Hit a thumbs up if you do. Let's get into this, guys. So first off, Dow Jones Industrial Average had another great week, up 1.75%. It's up over 4% year to date. The S&P 500 was up 1.5% this week. It's up over 5% year to date. And the NASDAQ was up over 1.82% this week, and it's up almost 8.5% year on date. Something I find funny is there's like this negative notion about the NASDAQ, that like the NASDAQ's struggling with Trump as president or something like that. Like that's like the theory, or the NASDAQ's going to suffer and tech stocks aren't going to do as well. And I hear that a lot in the mainstream media. And then I look at the NASDAQ and I'm like, the NASDAQ's up way more than any of the other indexes. I mean, the S&P's the next best one, and that's only up 5%. The NASDAQ's up 8.5%, guys. So whoever's trying to fabricate those lies basically out there about the NASDAQ struggling for some reason, or tech stocks struggling, they have no clue what they're talking about, because look at the facts. The proof is in the pudding, guys. The NASDAQ's outperforming every index out there. It's just tearing things up. So anyways, I wanted to cover that, guys. So first off, let's look at this new segment I'm talking about. So some of the biggest stocks that gained this week and lost this week. Kate Spade was up over 22% this week, guys. If you do not know Kate Spade, it's a handbag company. I only know Kate Spade because my wife has a couple of their purses and whatnot. So they absolutely tore it up this week on their earnings. Unilever is a huge conglomerate company, and that stock this week was up over 18%. Because of basically a buyout deal or Kraft's trying to basically merge with them. So that's why Unilever was up huge this week. Avon Products was unfortunately down over 21% this week. Avon's a company that's been struggling to try to keep up with the times. I mean, they had, a revolutionary business model 50 years ago with, the booklets and going door to door and having a service rep there and stuff. They're struggling to try to find their way, guys. It's a hard business, when you're outdated so much over the internet now. And then Build-A-Bear Workshop was down over 17% this week. Build-A-Bear, if you guys don't know, is like a store you go into the mall, and if you have a kid or, a niece or nephew or whatever, you can build them a bear, or maybe a significant other. You can actually build them a custom bear there in the workshop. It's a funny little business model. But anyways, that was one of the biggest stock losers this week, guys. So how'd you like that new segment? Should I keep it in here for all the future videos, guys? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, so let's look at some of the biggest stories from this past week. So the biggest story, in my opinion, once again, just has to do with the market overall. The Dow Jones Industrial Average reached a 7th straight record high on Friday, and the S&P 500 and NASDAQ also closed at record gains, and the Kraft Heinz deal we just talked about helped offsetting selling in energy stocks. After suffering losses for most of the session, the Dow and S&P 500 turned positive in the final minutes of the week, fueled by the Trump rally, quote unquote, that has seen stocks surge since the November presidential election. So this is a guy talking here, and we're going to talk about what he says here. Corporate earnings are fine. The economy's fine. The Fed's going to raise rates, and that's great for financials, said John Calley, chief economist strategist for LPL Financial. So basically what that guy said there, I completely agree with it. Corporate earnings, fine. The economy, fine. Everything's just okay. But yet the markets are tearing it up. The markets are, shredding. They're record highs almost every single day. The reason being is the market sometimes likes to try to foresee things in the future. So what the market's kind of trying to foresee in the future is that corporate earnings are going to go up, their tax rates are going to go down, which means net income is going to go up for those companies, means PEs are going to fall down, which means valuations have to go up. So that is why the market is kind of pricing in this hopefully, which is nothing's, a thing that's going to be a for sure thing. It's not for sure that the tax rates are going to fall for these corporations. It's not a for sure thing that the earnings are going to go up in those kinds of things, guys. But the markets are pricing that in, that is going to happen, that the tax rates will fall in corporations, that earnings will get better, and that the economy will get stronger over the next few years. The Dow and all the other indexes, they're pricing that in right now. We shall see if that happens. But that's what's going on, guys. It's not because the economy's gangbusters right now. Everything's just okay. Unemployment, everything's just okay. That's the bottom line. It's nothing gangbusters out there like the stock market is basically gangbusters. Next biggest story out here, guys. So the next few stories are dedicated to Warren Buffett. He was in the news a lot this week. So Warren Buffett is betting big on Apple. We learned Tuesday that Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway nearly quadrupled its stake in Apple stock to more than 57 million shares last quarter. Given Apple's gains, that means Buffett's stake this year has gained more than $1 billion, assuming he hasn't sold any Apple in 2017. So that's just absolutely amazing, guys. He's quadrupled his stake in Apple. Now, we don't know if he's actually the one buying it or his two investor buddies he basically has running things kind of now, and he's just kind of like the third wheel in the whole horse there. But at the end of the day, it's a really good sign if you're an Apple shareholder that Warren Buffett, his company, maybe not him personally, maybe it's one of the guys he has investing for him, has quadrupled his stake to 57 million shares. Could you imagine having 57 million shares of Apple? Oh my gosh, that'd be fabulous. So they're obviously extremely bullish on Apple, and they have 57 million shares. Now, will they keep buying Apple shares? And are they keep buying Apple shares right now? And maybe that's why Apple shares keep going up, because when you have such a big investor like a Warren Buffett that has billions of dollars to funnel in a stock, that could keep pushing that stock up and up. Now, maybe they're done buying. They have the 57 million. They're like, okay, that's all we need. But maybe they're currently buying. There's no way to tell until next quarter is over and they have to disclose those type of things, guys. So that's big news. Next one up here, another Warren Buffett story. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett keeps getting richer as Kraft Heinz Company merger, we just talked about a little while ago, for Unilever, could be heaping nearly $6 billion onto his pile of money. Kraft Heinz stock went up over 10% to a record close on Friday. So Warren Buffett, that's music to Warren Buffett's ears, because a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission late Wednesday showed that he controls, listen to this, 616 million Kraft shares, or over 50% of the shares outstanding, guys. So basically, when you own 616 million shares and your stock goes up, that stock goes up $9.29 or whatever, that's almost a $6 billion gain in a day, guys. Holy smokes, this guy's making money hand over fist between this. It's absolutely amazing, guys. And then I found one last Warren Buffett story. Here we go, guys. So Warren Buffett lists longtime Laguna Beach home for $11 million. The billionaire investor purchased the home in 1971 for $150,000. Oh my gosh, this guy is immune to taking L's, guys. He wins at everything. Are you kidding me? He buys a home for $150,000 and now he's selling it for $11 million. Are you kidding me? It's absolutely incredible, guys. So I saw something really funny here. So I was looking at the pictures of the home because, I'm in real estate photography and real estate marketing, so I like to look at pictures. And I was looking at pictures of this home. One, the home's kind of plain Jane for Laguna Beach home. Two, what I noticed this mug in this picture, and I was like, that's perfectly placed, that Coca-Cola mug. Usually, if you're trying to take real estate photos, you don't try to put branding in there or something like that. I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I noticed another picture in the bedroom or wherever, and he's got a Coca-Cola bottle perfectly open, perfectly full, I'm like, this guy, if you guys don't know, Warren Buffett, one of his biggest investments is Coca-Cola. This guy freaking just doing product placement in his real estate pictures for his home. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life, guys. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? They're doing product placement in the real estate photos. That's something I've never seen, and I come from the real estate industry, so that just blows my mind there, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. So that's what we had going on this week. Not a lot of news other than Warren Buffett just making money hand over fist with everything in life. So what are we looking for in this next week? Monday is President's Day, guys. President's Day. So if you're planning on doing any trading, not going to happen on Monday. And so we have a barrage of earnings here, guys. Absolute barrage. So the Home Depot's reporting earnings. That stock's been on a tear the last couple of years. We have Walmart reporting earnings. What are they going to report? Are they going to disappoint, with Amazon coming on their tails and Amazon just destroying stuff? We saw Amazon's revenue up almost 20% in the last quarter. Absolutely amazing. They're getting a lot of that from Walmart. We saw Macy's. Macy's is reporting earnings. Nordstrom's reporting earnings. Kohl's reporting his earnings. JCPenney's reporting earnings. All these retail companies that are reporting earnings, some of them have already pre-announced negative results. So some of their stocks might not move much because the move has already been priced in because they announced that they had crappy sales and stuff, guys. So, but needless to say, a ton of retailers next week. We saw that's a massive amount of retailers, and I didn't even touch half of them, honestly. And then the last one we have here, guys, is a big one, Tesla. You know how much I love Tesla and how much I believe in Tesla's future. Well, I'm not a shareholder of Tesla. It's one I just love to track, guys. And I'm going to be hearing, I'm going to probably be on that conference call trying to hear what Elon Musk has to say about the Model 3, when's it coming out, all those kinds of things, guys. So that's what we have to look forward to next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode 5, Ever in History Stock Market Weekly Recap Show. If you just came across this and you have not subscribed yet, you may want to. We talk personal finance on the channel. We talk entrepreneurship on the channel. We talk the stock market the most of anything on the channel, including this new series I post every single Saturday. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great week.